The Forgotten Doll. In the quiet town of Breckenridge, Halloween was a time of celebration, with children running door to door, collecting candy and stories of things that go bump in the night. But for those who lived in the shadow of the old orphanage on the outskirts, Halloween was a reminder of something much darker. Years ago, the orphanage had housed children, abandoned and forgotten by society. Among them was a girl named Clara, who had a peculiar fascination with dolls. Clara would often be found in the attic, surrounded by her collection, whispering to them as if they were her only friends. But one fateful night, during a particularly fierce storm, Clara vanished without a trace. The orphanage closed shortly after, leaving the building to decay and the memories to fester. Despite the years, the townsfolk spoke of Clara's spirit lingering in the abandoned orphanage, particularly around Halloween. It was said that if you ventured too close, you might find her favorite doll, a porcelain figure with cracked skin and hollow eyes, waiting to be found. Tom, a paranormal investigator with a reputation for exposing myths, saw the town's tales as an opportunity. Armed with his camera and equipment, he set out for the old orphanage, eager to uncover the truth. As he approached the decrepit building, the wind howled and the trees creaked like old bones. The front door creaked open, as if inviting him inside. The air was thick with dust and the scent of mold. Tom turned on his flashlight, illuminating the darkened hallways, and began his exploration, documenting every step. As he ventured deeper into the orphanage, he found remnants of the past, rusty bed frames, tattered toys, and faded photographs of the children who had once lived there. Each room seemed to tell a story of abandonment, but it was the attic that called to him, the place where Clara had spent her final days. Ascending the stairs, Tom felt a chill creep up his spine. The attic door stood slightly ajar, and he pushed it open, revealing a room filled with cobwebs and shadows. In the center sat a dusty trunk. Tom approached it, curiosity piqued. As he unlatched the trunk, the hinges groaned like a mournful sigh. Inside lay a collection of dolls, each one more grotesque than the last. But among them was Clara's doll, its porcelain face cracked and its glassy eyes staring blankly ahead. Tom felt a shiver run through him, as if the doll were looking right into his soul. Just a doll, he muttered to himself, attempting to shake off the unease that enveloped him. But as he reached for it, the temperature in the attic plummeted. A sudden rush of cold air knocked him backward, sending him sprawling across the floor. As he scrambled to his feet, he heard the soft sound of giggling, a child's laughter echoing in the emptiness. Heart racing, he turned to see a faint figure at the far end of the attic. It was a girl with long, tangled hair, wearing a tattered dress. "Clara," he called out, his voice shaking. The figure nodded slowly, pointing to the doll on the floor. "I need my doll," she said, her voice a hollow whisper that sent chills racing down Tom's spine. He glanced back at the doll, then at Clara. "I can't give it to you. It's just a doll." The laughter turned into a low, mocking cackle, reverberating through the attic walls. The shadows twisted, and the air thickened with an oppressive darkness. "You're wrong," Clara replied, her smile fading. "It's not just a doll. It's a part of me. You have to bring it to me." The lights flickered, and suddenly Tom found himself surrounded by the other dolls, their faces twisted in torment. He stumbled back, feeling the cold breath of unseen entities against his neck. Panic surged within him as he realized he had become the focus of their anger. "Bring her the doll!" the voices wailed, echoing all around him. Tom turned to run, but the door slammed shut, trapping him inside the attic with Clara and her dolls. The laughter rose to a fever pitch, drowning out his screams. As he fumbled for the door, he caught a glimpse of Clara's face, her eyes hollow, devoid of warmth, yet filled with an insatiable hunger. The dolls began to shift, their porcelain limbs moving unnaturally, closing in around him. In a final act of desperation, Tom grabbed the doll and hurled it against the wall. It shattered into pieces, and with it, the laughter ceased. The attic fell silent, the darkness retreating momentarily. But as Tom gasped for breath, the shadow of Clara loomed larger, her form flickering like a candle. "You can't escape that easily," she hissed, and in a heartbeat, he was engulfed in darkness. The townsfolk found the orphanage abandoned the next morning, but Tom was nowhere to be found. Some said they saw a new doll in the attic, its eyes glinting with the secrets of the forgotten. And on Halloween night, if you listen closely, You might hear a child's laughter echoing through the halls, accompanied by the soft sound of porcelain shattering. For those brave enough to enter, remember, it's not just a doll, it's a piece of a soul longing to be whole again.